Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Look, I know I bit of a surprise because I normally don't go live in the middle of the week. But I wanted to do something different this time, especially given that we are coming to the end of the year and we're in our final quarter for trading in 2024. So, yeah, I wanted to make sure that I bring something to y'all, and hopefully, this helps people out, especially in the middle of the week. It helps you out with getting some of the results that you want. So, instead of waiting until the next live market analysis, we can start looking at the charts together to kind of see like what in the world did we see on Sunday, what we talked about on Sunday, and then what happened leading up to at least the middle of the week. So that's why we have our mid-week market recap. That's what we're doing today. So shout out to everybody that is going to be watching the replay, of course, but thank you all for jumping on live. All right, so I appreciate y'all. So please do me a favor right now as you're coming on. Welcome. Put in the chat if you're watching live, and then for those of you watching the replay, you can put in the comments. But put in where you're tuning in from, what city, what state, what country, okay, that you're watching this from. And also feel free to hit that thumbs up, y'all, on YouTube, Facebook. Of course, y'all know y'all can hit the like or, hearts, whichever one you want to do. And then also hit the subscribe button, y'all, on YouTube if you haven't done so yet. And also hit that notification bell too. All right. So this way you know when I'm going live. So if you're like, Leon, I didn't know you was going live today because you're not part of the Prosperity Cause community. Okay, well, guess what? If you hit that notification bell, you'll know when I'm going live. All right. And then last thing, of course, every single time, y'all, please make sure you share the video. Getting information for yourself is one thing, but sharing it with someone else is something totally different. So sharing is caring, sharing is caring, sharing is caring. All right, so let's get to it. First things first, before we get into looking at the charts and seeing how this week has played out so far with what we looked at on Sunday, we're going to do our disclaimer, okay? So remember, y'all, trading and investing in any market can contain substantial risk, and it's not suited for every individual. Every trader and investor learns and performs differently, thus the results will not all be the same. Remember, y'all, there is a potential for a trader and investor to lose all or more than their initial investment due to numerous factors. Therefore, it is suggested that each trader and investor only invest money that can be lost without jeopardizing their financial security and or lifestyle. Y'all know I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a licensed trader. I don't work for or with the CFTC. I'm a student just like y'all, but what I'm doing is showing you all the process. How does trading go? What do I look at? Why do I look at these things? What has not worked for me, but also what is working for me. I'm doing that and only sharing this information, y'all, for educational purposes, for you as a viewer to have some information, to have a bit of a foundation, or at least to answer some of the questions that you have and you have no idea how to get them. So now you can go out and do what? Your own research, y'all. So remember, all traders and investors that utilize any strategies discussed on this channel, any services and products that are shown, you would do so at your own risk, because the expectation is, again, you are doing your due diligence. So remember, y'all, past profits do not guarantee future results. And again, this information is being provided for educational purposes only. Okay, cool. So now we got the formalities out the way. Everybody know what to do. Go ahead. I sent out an email to all of you in Prosperity Cause community. I sent out an email to you all saying make sure that you go and you look at tradingview.com. This is your opportunity, as I am doing this introduction into what we're going to do today. Make sure you go to tradingview.com. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'm going to type it. Hopefully it comes up on here. Oops, I got that all caps. Hopefully it comes through here. So that way, for anyone that is wondering what I'm saying, how to spell it, hopefully that shows up on Facebook too. I know it'll show up on YouTube, but it should show up on Facebook as well. Go to this website right now. Before I go into what we're going to do today, like specifically how we're going to do it today, go to this website right now. Open it up. Open it up, because we're not going to sit here and just talk stuff through and I'm going to share my screen and you're not doing the same thing. You're going to go and see exactly what I see. Okay, so go to TradingView right now. The website is in the chat. It just popped up. I see that it came up for Facebook. So there it is. Let's get it. Okay, so we're going to talk about a couple of things. Of course, we're going to go over the record so far. And then also we're going to talk about EURCAD first, because that is technically our lesson. Okay, that was technically a loss. And then of course gold. Y'all know we're gonna talk about gold, but gold was the win for the week. And then also we'll review the news, because like I said on Sunday, y'all, news impacts how the market moves. So we're gonna review the news to see if there was any news from Sunday to today that impacted how EURCAD moved and also how gold moved. Okay, that should explain what you see on TradingView. You should be pulling up tradingview.com right now if you have not already pulled it up. Okay, and then of course I'll give y'all some time for Q&A, so you can ask questions. You can type it in the chat. For those of you watching live, for those of you watching the replay, you can still type it in the comments, and I'll come back and answer your questions. Okay. And then last thing I'll do is just go over some or let y'all know when the next FOREX Live Market Analysis is going to happen. All right, so there we go. So let's get into the record for this week so far. So this week we're 1-1. Like I said, we looked at gold and EURCAD. That's EURCAD. If you were not here Sunday, you can write it down. EURCAD, and then gold, the precious metal gold. We looked at those two this week. EURCAD, when I show you all the charts, you're gonna be like, but Leona, it hit the areas that you were talking about. Yes, but there was something else that I explained to people. So this way you can get an understanding of why I'm technically going to count this as a lesson in the market. Yeah, I don't have any problem with showing you where price turned around and saying, hey, this is a loss. For some people, you say loss. Me, I say it's a lesson. Why? Because I always go back and review my trades to see why that trade won, or also why that trade went in a different direction. That is something I have learned to do over the past almost 6 years of trading. Okay. So with that being said, that's what I'm going to be doing with those two. So I'm going to share my screen right now so y'all can see it. I don't think I didn't press it. Give me 1 second. I'm getting into TradingView. Okay, there we go. Why is it not pop? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. There we go. All right, cool. So let's get into it. So you can see right now, we have EURCAD. We're on the 1 hour time frame. So for a person who is like, how do you know you're on a 1 hour time frame? Well, I'm right here. It has 1H. That means 1 hour. If I were to click on it, it shows 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, days, weeks, months, so on and so forth. Okay. So I select 1 hour because that's the time frame that I trade on, because of the strategy that I use. Everyone trades differently. Some of you scalp. That's something that I mentioned when we did this markup on Sunday. Some people scalp. So you may not have taken a lesson in the market because you only went for 10, 15, 20 pips, something like that, right? But for a person like me that day trades and you kind of went against what I said or suggested, let me say that you did your own thing or whatever, and you still went for the buy despite the warning that I gave for the buy, then you probably took a lesson. Everybody's different. Okay. I personally, and I'm letting you all know, and I said that in the live on Sunday, I would not take this trade for a buy because the risk to reward was not at least a 1 to 2. Okay. And actually, let me make this a bit bigger because I want to show y'all where I put this in the wrong spot. I went back and I looked at it and I was like, nope, that was too far down. So it was around here, I believe, somewhere in here. I should have wrote down the number where I had it marked at, but it's in this area somewhere. So this is where we were on Sunday. As you can see, this white line where my cursor is moving up and down. This is where we were on Sunday. So when I started to mark this chart up on Sunday, I put the vertical line to remind me of this is where price was at that time when I was looking at the chart. Okay. So prior to that, I see that there was a slight pullback. Price pulled back down and then started to buy. When we were looking at it at 9 p.m. Central, this candle was actually green. And everything for my system, my trading system, told me that EURCAD was buying. So we mark up for a buy, but I also always mark up for a sell because the market can always change directions. And so it's best to have the sell areas identified so that way you're not attempting to figure it out at the last minute. Nope, I already have areas identified. I can use that. Okay. So with that being said, this is where we were at 9 p.m. Central on Sunday. What I suggested was for my people who scalp, you do what you do. More than likely as a scalper, you're not going to use what we know as a stop loss. Stop loss for my people who are not familiar with trading. Remember, this is kind of like a safety net. So let's say, you go to the casino, right? And you say, I'm only going to gamble $200. I'm only going to gamble $500. Especially if you're a frugal person like y'all. I've done slot machines and I'm like, if I lose $20, I'm done. Because for real, I don't like to lose money. So I'm like, listen, gambling ain't for me anyway, but still, at the end of the day, like, I lose $20, I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then I just go about my business. I eat some, go do the buffet or whatever, because some of them have really good food and whatnot, entertainment and everything. But outside of that, I'm like, I'm good. So a stop loss when we're talking about trading in the Forex market is like that. It's the equivalent of saying, hey, I'm only going to put this amount of money in the market. Once I'm here, I'm done, right? That stop loss is our safety net. So if the market goes against the direction that we're anticipating, well, hey, I already know that that's only $20, or I know that that's only $50, $100, whatever it may be for you. This stop loss is that. So this area that I identified, I said, hey, because of how I trade with candlestick patterns, at the time this candle was green, I'm like, if this candle confirms and it is green, we could say that, yes, we could consider trading this for a buy. But here was the thing that I made sure to share with everyone. I am a day trader. So as a day trader, my risk to reward is extremely important to me. Why? Because that's part of my risk management plan. Again, I told y'all I don't like to lose money. So if I lose anything, it's something I'm comfortable with. Make sense? So that means my stop loss is going to need to be less than what I am expecting to gain. I want to double what I'm expecting to lose. Like if I'm expecting to lose possibly $50, if this trade goes in the opposite direction, I say, hey, look, that's a $50 stop loss right there. Well, my expectation is that the profit area should gain $100 or more, because I want to gain more than what I stand to lose. If that makes sense, y'all, type it makes sense in the chat. If you're watching a replay, type it makes sense in the comments. Like seriously, y'all, I need you to understand that. This is something we're gonna talk about tomorrow in more depth risk management, but I need y'all to get that. So what I shared on Sunday was if this trade were to, or this candle were to continue to buy and close in a buy, if you were to trade how I do, which is candlestick patterns, this is the area that should be your stop loss. Okay? Because this was an engulfing candle, and then if this would have closed in a buy, this would have been our confirmation candle for that pattern, right? Okay, cool. So now that we know that, my next step was to see, well, how much pips is it going to be for the stop loss that the pattern shows me I should place that stop loss at. So I went over here, and all I did was like, okay, so let's say price does close. It was up here, wherever this high is at right here. It was up here at the time. So I'm like, okay, so my stop loss should be down here. Yep, so this is about right, because I said 13, 14 pips. Yep, so I'm in the right area. So I was like, okay, so it's 13, 14 pips. Got it. Well, if this is going to be my potential profit area, that's short. Because remember, my risk to reward as a day trader needs to be at least what? 1 to 2, meaning I'm risking $50, but I'm standing to gain, or my idea is to gain at least $100. I gain more than $100, it's even better. But at a bare minimum, my floor to gain is $100. That's my goal. So that means that my take profit needs to be at least 26 to 28 pips. If my stop loss is 14, then it needs to be 28 pips. If my stop loss is 13, then it needs to be 26 pips. This is not 26 pips. This is not 28 pips. So guess what? I said this would be a higher risk trade because it's not a risk to reward of 1 to 2. If that makes sense, y'all, please type "it makes sense" in the chat if you're watching live or if you're watching a replay, right? So I suggested for my people who scalp, y'all know what to do. This is an area that you could pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? If you're a day trader, you already know that this is not a 1 to 2. So if I were you, I would not be anticipating trading this right now for a buy. However, if you say, well, I still want to do it because the market is saying a buy, what you could do is, all right, well, I'm going to enter the trade, but I'm going to activate something called a trailing stop loss. I always tell people this. If you say, all right, well, this isn't 28 pips, but this gives me a bit more because this was additional 14 pips or 15 pips or something like that from here, right? Well, then this could be your take profit. But then when price gets up in this area, now you move your stop loss from here. You move your stop loss from here to here. Okay. I don't want to put it on top of that because I want to keep this right here. But you move it from up there to here. So once price gets up here, you do that. Here's the thing. Even if you would have did that, y'all, you still would have lost this trade. Why? Because right here, price came up. It did not touch this profit area. It got close. It was, let's see. It was 4 pips shy. 4 pips shy of it. And then what it did, it dropped down. It would have hit your stop loss if it was in this area or a little bit lower. It would have hit your stop loss, consolidated a bit, and then it finally came up and hit that area. If that makes sense, let me know. If that makes sense, let me know. Let me go back to the screen so I can see. Okay, I got you. I see you, Veronica. Got you. All right, so because this makes sense, now that means that, well, what happened for price to push down the way that it did and then push back up? So what I want to do is I want to look at Tuesday. So Tuesday morning, we already know Monday, Canada had a bank holiday, right? If you don't know that, let's go back to FOREX Factory and I'm going to show you. So today's yesterday was Tuesday. All right, so Monday, bank holiday. I said it on Sunday. Y'all, if I were you, I would not be trading anything paired with the US dollar, Canadian dollar. I don't know if I said that on Sunday, but I believe I did because I trade US and we marked up EURCAD. So yes. So yeah, I was like, bank holidays, we don't trade. Why? Because the banks are closed. The markets are going to move totally different. Money is being moved around totally different than what it would when the banks are open. So that's the reason why you stay away from the market when that particular country has a bank holiday. So like me, I did not trade on Monday at all because I trade Bitcoin, which is paired with US dollar. I trade gold, which is typically paired with US dollar. I trade XAUUSD, not the euro with the gold, but US dollar with gold, right? So I trade that. I trade NAS 100. NAS 100, for my people who aren't familiar, that's the equivalent to the NASDAQ in the stock market. Got it? So all of that is US tied. Why in the world would I be trading that when I know that the US has a bank holiday that day? That doesn't make sense. I'm anticipating giving my money back to the market. So this is why I suggested everybody on Monday, don't trade the Canadian dollar or the US dollar on Monday. Okay? That's why that's part of my list of high impact news. I don't do that. So let's look at Monday. Let's go back and look at Monday. So this is our Monday. So on Monday, the market did move up. This is at 1 o'clock. All of this is Central Standard Time, y'all, because I'm in Texas. So this is 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So if you weren't up and you said, hey, listen, I'm not trading because there's a bank holiday, then guess what? You wouldn't have taken the L in this market. But for the person that was being stubborn and hard-headed, I'm calling you out. I'm not about to sugarcoat it, because this is the reason why so many people, y'all hear how they talk about, oh, you got 90 to 95% of traders that are not successful and they're not profitable in the market. This is why, because you don't follow your plan. You don't listen. So I'm going to give you a little bit of tough love if you was that person that was being hard-headed. Okay? Take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Get off the channel. Hey, it's all good. I might not be the person for you. But I'm going to tell you like it is. The reason why is because I was that person. I used to be hard-headed. People tell me that had more trading experience than me. They took more lessons. They lost more money than me. And they attempted to warn me. And I still did what? Like when you tell a kid, don't touch that, it's hot. They still got to put their hand on that thing, right? I did it. So here's why I said what I said. But I'm going to tell you, like I wish they would have told me, no, seriously, don't do it. If you do it, you're willing to give your money back to the market. So if you were hard-headed and you still went and traded anything paired with the Canadian dollar or the US dollar on Monday, you were more than likely putting yourself in a position to lose. Okay? When the banks are closed, y'all, we shut down as traders. If the bank is closed, we do not trade that thing, period. Everybody got it. If you've been doing it because you're like, well, stop it. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a licensed trader. Okay? I can't make you do anything, but I can tell you what has not worked for me. Trading when there are bank holidays, when it's high impact news, when it's even medium impact news, according to this screen here. Okay? When we see this, I'm done. Now, let's look at Tuesday. Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, there was high impact news. Leona, how do you know it's high impact news? Look at how I'm hovering over this red folder. It says high impact expected. What does that mean? That means that even if price at the time is, let's say, buying, there is a 50-50 chance that the market will turn around and sell. Why? Because that news may not be favorable for that country. Got it? Good. So we see 7:30, there were three things. All of it was CPI, okay? And then there was some medium impact. Again, another CPI. All right, if you want to know more details about it, y'all, I'm not going to go through all of that, but just click on this folder where it says open detail, and then more than likely you'll see a whole bunch of information, but there's going to be a section that says why traders should care. See, look, why traders care. Bam, okay? You can read that, go into detail. When you see that the numbers are red, that's not good for that economy. That's not good for that country. So with that currency may weaken, okay? If it is green, then that's good for that country. That's good for that currency. So that currency may strengthen. Everybody got it? So when you're looking at forexfactory.com, boom, there's your tip right there. So let's look at Tuesday, 7:30 a.m. So we're going to look at the 7 a.m. candle on here from Tuesday. So this is Monday, boom, boom, boom. Tuesday, 7 a.m., this happened. So that means that even with all the news, that high impact news that was happening, yes, it did continue to go into that buy. Y'all, again, this is 50-50 though. There's no guarantee that that's going to happen. When I traded the news like this, y'all, 30% or less of the time, I was profitable. I don't like them odds. So this is why I stopped doing it. When I was like, oh yeah, okay, the move is happening now. It's buying right now, and I'll jump in. I was told to do this as a brand new trader. I was told to do this. And I did that for a very long time. And it wasn't until I started tracking what was happening with my profit. What was the percentage of me making money from doing that the way that I was showed to do? And I ended up seeing that 30% or less of the time when I traded, when there was high impact news and medium impact news, I was profitable. The remaining 70% of the time, y'all, I was giving money back to the market. Who wants to keep trading like that? So I got it. In this instance, price continued to buy, but that does not happen all the time. Okay? It doesn't. You can annotate it, document it, whatever, and then you can collect the data to tell you if you want to do it, if you want to trade the news, if you want to trade when there's a red folder, if you want to trade when there's a orange folder or not. That's totally up to you. But I'm telling you what I do, what I stopped doing, and my reason for it. All right. So now we see, okay, yeah, it's 7:30. So the 7 a.m. candle accounts for a whole hour between 7 a.m. and 7:59 a.m. Central Standard Time. That news happened, price did go up. But directly following that, y'all, what happened? Boom, price dropped, price plummeted. There was no more news because it was all done, right? On Tuesday. There was no more news for Canada. All right. Now we're going to look at today. If this is helping somebody, let me know. Type is helping me. Type is helping me if it's helping you. So there was nothing today that was either red, high impact, or orange, medium impact for Canada. They had some housing numbers come out today, manufacturing sales, but that was low impact. Okay. And then that wasn't, the housing numbers weren't favorable. Remember, red is bad for that country, for their currency. Green is good. Okay. If it's black, then it's what was forecasted, which is neutral. That's not bad. It can be considered to still be good. Okay. If that's what was forecasted and the numbers about the same. All right. So there you go. So now let's look at what happened today. So when that happened, oh wait, what time was that at? That was at 7:15. So we're looking at the 7 a.m. candle, Central Standard Time, right? Damn. So 7 a.m. price was already selling prior to that. And then it had a larger body candle. So you had more sellers in the building while that news was being released. And then it just continues to go down from there. Okay. Which means that if you would have been a good listener and not taken the buy because the risk to reward wasn't there, you didn't trade on Monday because there was a bank holiday, and you said, let me just wait. Okay, let me wait until Tuesday, or let me wait until the risk to reward is there. Your risk to reward would have been greater had you waited until this played out. For the people who trade with me and trade candlestick patterns, this is a really great setup because we have our Harami candlestick pattern. It confirms and then it just continues to go. But this is our big confirmation. So it's like, all right, cool, we good to go. And I remember y'all already had the sell areas marked and identified. This was our first one. This was our second one. Okay. So all I had to do was just say, okay, stop loss is going to be up here. Let me see if the juice is worth the squeeze. So entry here. And if you don't trade candlestick patterns, you trade a different strategy, y'all, that's perfectly fine. Okay. So to the first one, that's 26. I can already eyeball and say that's not a 1 to 2. Okay. Second one is 38. Still eyeballing. Don't look like a 1 to 2 to me. Okay. The third one that I have identified is 63. That looks kind of close. It almost looks like a 1 to 1. So let's see. That's 63 to the third take profit point. And to the stop loss is 51. So that means that I would have had to identify another area to possibly make up for that. So if the stop loss is 51 pips, do me a favor, type in the chat or the comments. If you're watching replay, type in the chat, if my stop loss is 51 and I need a risk to reward of 1 to 2 at a minimum to day trade EURCAD, what should my take profit in pips be? What number? My stop loss is 51. I just showed you that, potentially, okay? If my stop loss is 51 and I need a risk to reward of 1 to 2, what should my take profit be at the bare minimum? Let me look. Let's see. Exactly. Good job. 102, right? So that means that my take profit, I would have to find areas where I could at least see price coming down to 102. Now, here's the kicker though, y'all. This is where you got to identify if you're really a day trader, if you're a swing trader, whatever. Like you got to identify, if you're a scalper, you have to identify what type of trader you really are. If you're a person that's like, listen, I'm not attempting to be in trade for days, then there are certain things that you're not going to trade in a Forex market. Hence why I trade what I trade. I can trade Forex all day. But do I prefer to trade Forex like currency pairs? Absolutely not. Why? Because it puts me in swing trading territory. I don't want to be in the trade for days. I know that about me. I'm not necessarily a scalper though, right? Like I can scalp, but there's a time frame that I'm comfortable with scalping on. I'm not comfortable going lower than a 15-minute time frame. Why? Because lower than 15 minutes is too fast for me. I got a 4-year-old, y'all, that I'm chasing around. I can't be like, oh, I missed the move. Oh, I missed the move over and over again. Hence why I day trade more than I do scalp. Make sense? So you got to identify, am I cool with possibly being in the trade for 2 days, 3 days to get 102 pips at the minimum? If your answer is no, then guess what? Trading EURCAD probably won't be for you. Let's look at it. So let me make this a bit smaller. So this was the lowest one. That was 60 something. All right. So that means, let's see. This would be the entry. If you trade candlestick patterns like me, right? This would be the entry. I'm going to go down until I see 102. So 102 is right here. So come over here. That means that you would have had to be in a trade for a full day. And that means you would have had to carry it over. Y'all know, hopefully you know. If you don't, I'm about to let you know. When you're trading in the Forex market, if you hold a trade overnight, there's something called a swap fee. You have to pay your broker to keep you in a trade for another trading day. So that comes out of your profit. Hence why I day trade. I want to give them more because I'm already paying you to enter the trade in the first place. Now you're talking about I got to pay you to hold my trade into another day? No, I'm good. I'm good. The only thing I'm comfortable doing that with y'all straight up is crypto, because there's more money for me. There's more money to be made in the cryptocurrency market. And like I do scalp it, here and there, but I do more day trading it because the moves are bigger if I day trade versus scalping, right? And the money is there when I day trade, or I say swing trade, my bad, not day trade it. When I swing trade it, there's more money there with me swing trading it than it is with scalping, right? Even though I have to pay a swap fee, I make more. All right. That's the only thing that I'm comfortable with, just letting it run. You know what I'm saying? Because when Bitcoin it go like it did this week, right? From 63,000 to 67,000. That's $4,000. That's a $4,000 difference. That's a lot of movement in the market and a whole lot of money to be made trading. Got it? So you have to identify, am I a swing trader? Am I a day trader? Am I a scalper? How do I know if I'm a scalper? I want to be in and out in minutes, like literally. I don't want to be in a trade longer than 5 minutes. If that's you, you need to consider scalping. You could have took this trade. That's if you were hard-headed. if you were like, I hear you, Leona, but I'm still gonna trade on Monday, even though it's a bank holiday. Okay. You could have took that as a scalper, you could have made your money. Okay. You could have took this on Tuesday. As a scalper, you could have made your money. You could have took this on Tuesday as a scalper, made a bunch of money. Okay. You could have did that. If you're a day trader like me, this may not have been the move, because again, I have to wait for price to make this big move, 102 pips. How often do you see that happen within the same day with currency pairs? I name a few that possibly can give you that. And this is not your exotics like your ZARs and liras and stuff like that. GBP JPY, you could probably see that in a day. GBP AUD, you could probably see that in a day, right? You could probably see 100 pip move in a day. GBP NZD, you could probably see that move in a day, right? Those are, I said GBP AUD, GBP JPY, GBP NZD. Yeah. So those three, you could probably see that happen in a day. Yeah. But your other regular majors, minors, like I'm telling you, you're not going to see that in a day. If you see that, it's because there was some major news that happened and there was a big impulsive move happening in the market. A bunch of sellers or buyers panicked. That's it. If you agree or disagree, I need you to drop it in the chat. With what I just said, if you agree or disagree, I need you to drop it in the chat. Why do you agree or why you disagree? Because again, we're analyzing this stuff. I need y'all to really understand what's happening in the market, what you're looking at, and not just getting on here on Sundays and like, yeah, you know, Leona said this, and then that's what I'm going with. No, I need you to look at this. I need you to analyze this thing. I need you to break it down. I need you to think. Because when I take my break, like next week, I'm taking a break. Because it's been a really busy 8 weeks for me with school, family, business, and me trading too. Like it's been a lot these past 8 weeks. So I'm unplugging from everything. Everything. No social media, nothing. Right? So I won't be here next week, right? So with me not being here next week, what are you going to do? Because there won't be a FOREX Live Market Analysis on Sunday. So what are you going to do? Right? I need you to be able to look at these charts and be like, okay, got it. I looked at the news. I looked at this. I understand. This is a strategy that I have. This is where my stop loss is going to be. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So let me check the chat real quick because I don't want to just keep talking. And then I haven't answered anybody's question or looked at the comments. Okay, yeah, so I agree. GBP has high volume. Absolutely. Absolutely. But again, and this is for my people who are just starting out. So thank you, Veronica, for that. So again, for my people who are just starting out trading, you want to stick with what I shared on Saturday, last Saturday, with the series that I have, the FOREX Blueprint for Success, right? So you can trade smart in 2025. This is my order that I give my students. You can take it or leave it. Anybody that's just starting out trading, I tell them to stick to the major pairs. That's GBP USD, Euro USD, USD CAD, NZD USD, AUD USD, and USD JPY. Those 6, stick to that. Why, Leona? Because they have more liquidity, right? They're less volatile, and they're easier for you to analyze. It's easier for you to see what's happening in the market. It's easier for you to identify your profit areas. It's easier for you to identify areas where you're like, ooh, I should put my stop loss there, right? It's easier for you to really chart with the major pairs as a beginner. It's going to be easier for you to identify trends as a beginner with major pairs, right? I know some people may not be, oh, I don't want to do that because I want to trade gold. I don't want to do that because I want to be on US 30. I be seeing all these groups and they showing their screen and talking about they on US 30 and stuff. I hear you, but guess what? With those things, they're higher in volatility, meaning it's harder for you to identify which direction the market is going to go. You're going to pay more to even enter the trade because their spreads are higher. If you don't know what a spread is as a beginner, then guess what? I need you to go Google, get on ChatGPT, right? But their spreads are higher. And then there are some brokers, some FOREX brokers, especially the legal ones, regulated brokers here in the United States, they don't even allow you to trade US 30. Forex trading, they don't allow you to trade US, they don't allow you to trade any indices. Forex.com, Owanda, those two are the two that are highly recommended, right? But neither one of them allow you to trade any indices. So your SPX 500, NAS 100, US 30, they don't allow you to trade it. They don't even allow you to trade commodities. You can't trade gold, hence why I stopped trading with Forex.com because they stopped at the end of last year, allowing you to trade gold. So you can't trade gold, you can't trade silver, you can't trade oil. Then they're limited on some of the currency pairs that you can trade. So those exotics that people want to trade, like USDZRs and stuff, I'm telling you now, you got to make sure you check those brokers and see what they allow you to trade. So this is why it's advised as a beginner, stick to the majors because of those three things. Higher liquidity, meaning more money moving through the market. Spreads are going to be lower, which means it's going to be cheaper for you to enter the trade. Less volatile, meaning you won't see a lot of really big impulsive movements happening in the market, right? These countries are more stable. They're more well-known. They're more established, right? And of course, it'll be easier for you to identify, what you're looking at on the charts. Okay. So that's number one. Then once you get comfortable, you really see the consistent profit with trading your majors. Now you can start incorporating your minors. If you say I want, higher volume, right? Then that's when you can start incorporating GBP, JPY, GBP, AUD, GBP, NZD. You can now start doing those things. All of those other minors, you can start doing those because now you're comfortable. You're seeing the profit consistently with trading the majors. All right. It's like you're starting out elementary school is the majors. Middle school is your minors, right? High school, I would say that, I'll say middle school is your minors. You could probably blend in the exotics if you built up your muscle, right? But I would stick to minors, and then you can add exotics after that. Then after that, you're talking about commodities, your gold, silver, oil, right? Now you're in college. You probably in your, let's say, PhD, master's, PhD, whichever one, right? No, I'll say your master's is like SPX 500. You know what I'm saying? Maybe NAS 100. PhD is US 30 in crypto. Write that down. Seriously, write that down. If you have been all over the place and you just trading stuff and you still have not seen consistent profit, I need you to start from scratch. I need you to come back. Bring it back to elementary school, okay? I need you to start with your majors. Those 6 I gave you. Then once you start seeing consistent profit in your demo, live, okay, if you say, okay, yep, I'm good, I'm really good, I'm maintaining really high profit, win percentage is up there, whatever your goal is for win percentage, boom, all right, cool. Now in your demo account, you start trading the minors, all right? Now you see the profit happening consistently in your demo account with the minors. Now you can incorporate the minors and majors in your live account. Then in your demo, everything starts with your demo, right? Then in your demo, now you can start incorporating exotics if you're interested in trading like USDZR, you know what I'm saying, USD TRY, which is the Turkish lira. Like you can start incorporating that stuff. Okay, cool. That's in your demo. Now, if you're like super attracted to USDZR, then get the results in your demo with USDZR. Then you can incorporate that into your live. Now you'll be trading your majors, your minors, and your exotics. Now, if you're like, okay, I want to start trading commodities, I want to start trading gold, I want to start trading silver or oil or all three, okay, do that in your demo. Get the results, consistently get the results. Now, boom, you can start trading that in a live account. So now it's a graduation process, y'all. Stop jumping straight into stuff. This was a mistake, a huge mistake that I made that nobody really broke down to me. I kid you not, nobody broke it down to me like that. Like, oh man, okay, I got to start elementary school. Bet. Get the results in elementary school, graduate from elementary school, now I'm off to middle school. Bet. Graduate from middle school, now I'm off to high school. That's what these are. That's what we're doing with this. Majors, minors, exotics. Exotics is when you're in high school. Got it? Commodities, you're in college for 4 years. Okay? 4 years, you get your bachelor's. Okay? Then your master's, you're looking at SPX 500, NAS 100. Okay? That's your master's. PhD, that's a very small pool of people. that go through the process and actually graduate and become doctors, right? They get their doctorate. That's when you are there. That's when you trade in US 30 crypto. Write that down, y'all. Stop sitting here just jumping because you see people, oh, I made all this money on, trading US 30. I made all this money. I was killing them with NAS 100 the other day. Man, I was killing them trading Bitcoin. Stop following what other people are doing when you haven't built the muscle to do that. You got to build a muscle to deal with that volatility, y'all. You got to have the account balance to be able to enter the trade and to be able to stay in the trade overnight and pay that swap fee. You have to have the money to show that. There's a lot of work. So I'm suggesting, again, I can't make you do anything. I can't tell you anything, but I will say I wish somebody would have told me that in the beginning. I would have followed that process, and it wouldn't have taken me so long to start seeing profit consistently had I just followed those steps. That's just me though. All right, so that's EURCAD. That's how EURCAD played out. Okay, got it. Said you are giving some valuable information. Glad to hear that. Good. So EURCAD, I counted it as a lesson based off of what I showed you all. If there was someone who was hard-headed, okay, and did not listen, and they entered that trade on Monday for EURCAD because the market was because the bank was closed and they entered, then more than likely they took a lesson. Okay. And like I said, for me personally, I wouldn't have taken it for a buy because the risk to reward was not there. So if there was someone that was hard-headed though and still did it and they weren't scalping, but they were attempting to day trade, then more than likely you took a lesson in the market. If you say, I didn't take a lesson in the market and I was day trading, then that means that you went against your plan and you are not looking for a risk to reward of 1 to 2, which means that more than likely you are going to start to see some lessons, more lessons in the market. Because when you go against your plan one time, guess what? It happens twice. When it happens 2 times, guess what? It happens 3 times. When it happens 3 times, it's going to happen 4 times. Next thing you know, you're not following your trading plan at all. You have blown an account and you're sitting there wondering why. How did that happen? I don't understand. Why did this happen? But that's why. Small stuff lead to big stuff, y'all. We got to train how we fight, like they used to tell us in the Army. We got to train how you fight. If you know that you're not supposed to trade during a bank holiday, don't freaking do it. If you know that you're supposed to be looking for a risk to reward of 1 to 2 at a bare minimum as a day trader, guess what? That's what you do. Don't go against that. Got it? There are going to be other setups available. There are going to be plenty of other things to trade. So why get stuck and fixated on one thing when you could have just went on to something else? Okay. So EURCAD, we got it. We're good to go. Any questions about EURCAD? And then we're going to go to gold, and then we're going to wrap this up. Any questions about EURCAD? I'm going to give y'all a second. Why my music is not playing? Oh my gosh. It's been muted this whole time, y'all. Lord have mercy. I'm wondering like why I'm not hearing any music and it's been muted this whole time. Man, quit playing, Leona. Okay, so let me go back to the chart. I can't believe I did that. I'm wondering like why I'm not hearing anything. Okay, cool. So no questions. Got it. So we're gonna move on to gold. Y'all know, for those of you that do know, I love to trade gold. Gold is my favorite. It's my favorite. However, I did not trade on Monday because of the news. Not because of the news, because it was a bank holiday. I didn't trade anything at all on Monday. So there's that. But price did on Monday go up and hit the take profit 1. It got closer to 2, but then it pulled back down. So if you're wondering, like with Leona, like with what you said and everything, like where would you put your stop loss? So my stop loss for a buy would be below this red golden zone here. Red means sell, okay? Green in this case means buying for that. Like when I see this, that means buying. So this was a sale area according to the field. So there's a possibility that price could have pushed back down. So I would have my stop loss down below this because if price continues to push past this I'm seeing a sale anyway, so I'm just like, all right, let go. But like I said, I didn't trade on Monday. And then on Tuesday, let me go back to Tuesday on Forex Factory. There was the New York Manufacturing Index. This actually was not favorable, so that could have potentially weakened the U.S. dollar. Let me see if I have it. Hold on, because I got a gold trading journal, y'all. I'm doing something because this is an election year, and I can't find any data on the previous election year. So for me, like me documenting it. So what I've been doing is I created my own journal, and I'm documenting like when there's news that's high impact or medium impact, and then just seeing how gold moves during that time. So I did write it down for Tuesday at 7. Okay, yeah. So I wrote down before the news happened, and then when the news was released, and then afterwards. So prior to it at 7 o'clock, the US dollar was strong. It was 4 bars. I got that wrote down in here. And then at 7:30, when the news dropped, the currency strength dropped down to 3 bars because the numbers weren't favorable, which is what you see here. Remember, red is not good for that country's currency. Okay, green is good for that country's currency. All right, so let's go to Tuesday at 7 a.m. So this is 7 a.m. So prior to 7, this candle, it was selling. Prior to the news, I have on here that I said currency strength. Okay, yeah. So review chart and notice market prices within the sell golden zone, which is this. So if the market is in here, it's kind of like a caution for me, right? If it was down here, this is a buy. If it's in here, it's kind of like a caution. I would want to see price close outside of it, right? So in this case, if this candle would have closed in a buy outside of it, and then the following candle closed above that outside of it, then I would be like, okay, cool. Now I can consider buying, right? Because of course a pattern would have formed, so on and so forth. And I would have been paying attention to, well, this is my profit area. But the way I trade gold is I activate a trailing stop loss. So like, let's say gold would have closed here, like this one. All right, so gold closes here. Well, this is, let me make this a bit bigger. This is a 25 pip move, 25, 26 pip move. Oh, my bad. Hold on. So 28 pip move, roughly, right? Well, that's not going to be a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Why? Because if I was trading a candlestick pattern and this was my confirmation candle, and then this candle right here closed above this, right? Then that would mean that this would have been like my low in here. Well, I already told y'all my stop loss would need to be at least down here somewhere, because if price comes down here, I know, hey, it's a done deal. Okay. However, if that's the case, that would be like roughly 162. So I would need, oh my gosh, I need to move this out the way. There we go. I would need like 400 pips, right? Almost. None of this would give me that. None of this. This 200 and well, my bad. That's 119. No. Yeah, so this 255 pip move. None of this would give me the risk to reward to be able to take that trade in that manner. Oops. I'm trying to unmute this. There we go. None of this would have, this move specifically, if this would have happened, that wouldn't have gave me that. So now that tells me, okay, well, I need to readjust. I need to look for a new opportunity for price to pull back and then give me a new setup where I can actually get my risk to reward of 1 to 2. So y'all, with trading, you have to practice patience. You do. Or just move on to something else, right? So this eventually did hit the take profit one again. And then today, was it today? Yeah. Today, this morning, actually hit the previous all-time high. So every one of my areas for the take profit for gold, it hit. So that's why we have our 1-to-1 record for this week. But for the month of October so far, because we've only done one other session, we have a record so far 2-to-1. Okay, so 2 wins, 1 lesson, which is EURCAD, and that's only if we had some people who were not good listeners and still went into the market when the banks were closed. All right. Any questions on gold? Any questions on gold? So, I mean, you see it clear as day, the market did go up. Another opportunity to enter the trade. So like I said, this wouldn't have been a good setup at all. Number one, because there's no clear pattern here. Number two, this candle here closed too close to my take profit one. My stop loss would have to been down here. That would have been too much. The next setup, though, was here. So we're looking at price came, pull back down. Okay, we have our engulfing candle. So we got the movement, and then this one, I don't like that it's a doji candle, but this one did close as green, right? So that means that my stop loss, hypothetically, right? So this is where it closed at up here. So stop loss is roughly 92. So we need like 184 or higher. Still can't do it. Because look at that. Oh, man. I'm trying to get it on there. It's like every time I do it, it just moved. There we go. So the highest is 176. So as a day trader, you wouldn't have been able to, if you stick to the plan, which is risk to reward 1 to 2. For my people who scalp, you probably just made a killing, right? Because you got multiple areas. Oops. You got multiple areas where you could have made some money in a buy. But as a day trader, no, you don't have a 1 to 2. So you wouldn't have been able to take the trade, right? Or shouldn't have taken the trade for a buy. So I have not traded gold this week. Personally, I haven't been able to trade gold this week because, again, I'm marking the stuff and I'm like, hey, the moves are not there for me as a day trader, you know. And then I hadn't had time to scalp, to be honest. So that's why I haven't been able to trade gold specifically, because the move haven't been there for a day trader and I ain't had no time to be scalping. Any questions on gold? Last time. Going once? Going twice? 3 times. All right. So that's it. I'm going to stop sharing now. Y'all, all I say is this last point, and then we're going to wrap, is with trading, y'all, money is there. The money is there. Our banks are trading. We have a lot of companies that are trading in the foreign exchange market. You know, your Apples, Toyota. I mean, I talked about that on last Saturday. Go back and check the series out. I'll be doing part 2 tomorrow. If you want to tune in, tune in. You can watch the replay too if you can't make it on tomorrow. I'll be live at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central, and that's 10 a.m. Pacific. So on your lunch break, you know what I'm saying, you can check it out. Okay. But our different major companies are trading in the foreign exchange market, right? You have your other companies, they're trading in the foreign exchange market. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, I'm not gonna say everybody. There are a large number of people, corporations and whatnot, that are trading and putting money into the foreign exchange market. You're talking about over $7 trillion every single day moving around. Why can't I get 100 of that in a day? Why can't I get 1,000 of that in a day? Why can't I get 10,000 of that in a day? I don't understand. Like, why can't I get 100K of that in a day? Why not? Who said I can't? There's no one stopping you from trading. Here's the thing. The only person that's stopping you is you, because you're coming in here, you're like, I'm about to make all this money real quick. You're putting pressure on yourself because you may have some bills that you really need paid off. So you're looking for a quick fix. Forex trading is not a quick fix. This is not some get rich quick. I know people have heard this before, but I'm going to tell you, it's not. I came in here with that mentality, and guess what? I lost thousands of dollars initially. But that's the reason why. It wasn't until I said, hey, listen, I'm coming in here to collect data. What is the market telling me to do? What is it saying to me? That's why I like trading candlestick patterns, because it's a language that's being spoken to me without talking to me via words. I understand because of what I'm seeing. Oh, this is what this pattern means. This is what the engulfer means. This is what the harami means. This is what the morning star means. This is what the evening star. This is what it's telling me. But it calls for you to be patient, disciplined, and definitely to have really great emotional management skills. So you got to be emotionally intelligent. You get those three things in check, trust me, you're going to make money consistently for the long term. You don't get those three things in check, you're going to continue to lose money, blow accounts. That's it. That's all. But I hope it all works out for you, right? I do. Even if I'm not the teacher for you, because, I'm too straightforward. You don't like my tone, then that's fine. Go find somebody who will sugarcoat it for you. Maybe that'll work for you. I don't know. But that's it. I gave y'all the results, so we know what it is. Last thing, again, friendly reminder, y'all, I will not be live this Sunday coming up because my semester is done with school on Sunday, and I need a break. Like, my brain is tired, so I need a big break. So I'm taking a week off after this past 8 weeks. It's been a lot. So yeah. So with that being said, do anyone have any other questions? Any questions at all? Any questions? I'll give y'all a second to type it in the chat. If you're watching a replay and you have a question, still type it in the chat, y'all. This week I will be getting back to people. Okay. Remember, I don't take my break until next week. So this week, if you type it in there, I'll get back to you this week. All right. I'll answer your question this week. If this has been helpful to you, don't forget to like the video, give it a thumbs up on YouTube. All right. Share. And if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. And if you have not hit the notification bell because you're not part of the Prosperity Cause community, then you may want to hit that notification bell so you know when I'm going live. All right. I do want to know, I'm not going to stay on here for it, but if you can, when this video uploads, provide some feedback. Has this helped you? Okay, type that in the comments. Like, if this, doing a recap for the week, if this has helped you, and then also how has it helped you? And then lastly, does this day and time work? Like, is it cool? We keep it Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Pacific. Let me know, okay? So if it was good information, let me know it's good info. And then also what you got from it, of course, and if the day and time works. All right, because I'm testing it out just to see if I should do this on Wednesdays and keep doing it on Wednesdays or not after we do our FOREX Live Market Analysis on Sunday. So that way we kind of break down the trades. All right, so that's it. Remember, no live market analysis this Sunday coming up. This week I will be, but tomorrow I will be live doing part 2 of the Forex Blueprint for Success, Trade Smarter in 2025. I'll be doing that series tomorrow. Part 2 is going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central, 10 a.m. Pacific. If you have not hit the notification bell, you may want to hit it so that way you're reminded of when I'm live, okay? And you can watch the replay if you're too consumed at work and you cannot put your earbuds in and listen. All right, so that is it. That is all. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Remember, my favorite quote, I'm going to leave y'all with it from Arthur Ashe, the tennis legend. And he says to start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Y'all go out here, be great, study these charts, watch out for them lessons, pay attention to the lessons, take notes, review those notes, and trust me, you're going to make some money in these streets, all right, in the Forex markets and whatnot. So that's it. I'll see y'all tomorrow if you're tuning in. Let's get it, y'all. Let's go. Have a great night.